Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
More singles than the mainstream record seller, trying to make another buck while y'all getting paid off degrees. Niggas out here getting paid off for luck, sticking niggas up, holding a clock handle, blowing in their hand like a lit up Roman candle. This is something I was forced in. I can't help it, my thoughts is so deep. It's something I could get lost in. Rap is not easy, it take years of endorsing. A quick hit without development, it's just a portion. I go ham on these tracks, and these niggas got arms but no hands.
I'm not sure. I think he's from Brooklyn. His name is Simple Sun. He sent me this track. I want y'all to listen to it for a second. Bang it for a minute, baby Teen Wolf.
I know it's more to life than getting high and drinking liquor. I know it's more to life than scheming and plotting. I know it's more to life than selling and
I don't know where you can find it, but you might want to support this kid. I liked it.
I know it's more to life than bitches you can't trust.
Ladies and gentlemen, T Radio V, Zoe Williams back in the building. The Zoe What Morning Show on T Radio V. That's Radio NTV. You know how we do. Another day, another topic. Mondays, we got to kick it off right. But before I get into the topic, it's community empowerment. You know how we do. We seek to empower the community. How do I do that? I feature books and I feature businesses, right? So let's get into the books. Listen, hey, this is a call to action. Go to IamZoeWilliams.com and purchase my book, The Rebirth of Seeds. I need you to do that right now. I am Zoe Williams. I will autograph it for you. Holler at me right now. It's very, very, very important that you continue to support the movement, because that's what this is about. I look at this segment of the show as real tithing. When black people are sowing seeds into black businesses, thus recycling our dollars, that's real tithing. I'm not disrespecting church. I know churches do a lot of community outreach. They pay Big Mama's rent. You know, they deliver Thanksgiving dinners to a lot of folk, and I know they doing work. But imagine what kind of power we would be able to keep in our community if we were tithing by paying into black businesses. Now we're in another space. I want us to be in another space, right? So that's this community empowerment segment. Go to my page, IamZoeWilliams.com. Get a copy of The Rebirth of Seeds. I promise I will autograph that for you. Hey, Bobby Glanton Smith, Real Men Don't Play. I heard he got a couple of book sales last week from the show. Hey, continue to empower and embolden and support this brother's movement. There is wisdom in these pages. Please support it. RealMenDon'tPlay.com. Go there right now. RealMenDon'tPlay.com. Support the movement. Let's keep it pushing. Bobby gave me another book, Return to Glory, The Story of the Cleveland Browns by Bill Levy. Bobby has an extensive library. Please go read, study, understand the psyche of what made black men great back in the day, right? Come on now. During this time, there was racism. There was all types of things going on. And Jim Brown was a monolith of strength. Y'all got to check this out. Don't play yourself. Participate in the movement. Also, It's All Gravy. Just Listen by Dr. Mark Goulston. We're going to start calling Dr. Mark Goulston the intellectual irritant too, because he likes to jab and poke people from very psychological and thoughtful angles. I love it. Go support it. It's a great book. Just listen. As a matter of fact, one of our fans who works right down the street hit me on Facebook and said, hey, meet me outside of your job. I want you to support one of my get downs. I said, for sure. He brought me these shirts, these hats called Brilliance, right? He's got like some type of movie he's trying to put together, something like that. I said, for sure. I support what you're doing. He said, here's a couple of hats. Support the brother at IamBruceStevens.com. The Brilliance caps. I was like, all right, for sure. I'll support what you're doing, for sure. Let's keep it pushing. Ramo Mart. Go to Ramo Mart, man. This dude right here, watch this video. Look at these designs, man. These shirts are so awesome. They so fire, man. Y'all have no idea. When I come in here in a couple of weeks in a fully tailored suit from this brother, you're gonna understand just how talented this dude is. Please continue to support. Go out, get the boy's products. He's off the charts. The next movement. Oh, I still got books, especially pertaining to the topic. Men on Strike is a book you should get. Helen Smith, author Helen Smith. Men on Strike, Why Men Are Boycotting Marriage, Fatherhood, and the American Dream, and Why It Matters. Uh-oh. That's in alignment with our topic today. Another book by Warren Farrell, PhD, and then it's an international bestseller. The Myth of Male Power. Listen to that. The Myth of Male Power. Now, Farrell debunks the myth of male power. He dares to question the image of men as the oppressor, arguing that this misconception has hindered not only men, but women as well. The Myth of Male Power. Go support that work as well. Here's another book by a sister, Esther Vilar, V-I-L-A-R, Esther Vilar, The Manipulated Man. Now, this is a cold work. I ain't even going to tell you about it. Somebody hit me to this. This is a very cold work, and it's in alignment with what we're doing. Really quickly, the 8-week Black Mastery Reloaded situation you need to participate in with Veronica Conway. You need to go do it right now. Go sign up at veronicaconway.com. Check it out. 8 weeks. Her and I breaking down your business fears. You don't want to write fear into your business plan and expect to be successful. It's just not going to work. She is a master transformational coach. And what's crazy is she's on the phone right now. Veronica, tell them why you should do this.
Zoe.
Tell them why they should do
How
it.
you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, everybody. Oh, man. So the reason people should do this is, I've talked to a lot of folks that have signed up for the Black Mastery Program, and what I really got was that people were hungering to move from entrepreneurship to entrepreneurship. But that takes a few things, because the skills that you have as an employee are not transferable to entrepreneurship. So I talked to a lot of folks that think that they can take what they do in their job and transfer it to a business, and it's a totally different mindset. The other piece is that most people have a business model and not a business model. And to be profitable and to have your business not be an expensive hobby, which I see a lot of our brothers and sisters doing. I peel back the numbers, and there's no money in the game. So we're going to break down all of the things that move people from entrepreneurship into entrepreneurship. And like you said, Zoe, if we're really going to get down with the Black group economics, we have to be
Prepared.
viable, powerful business owners.
So give me 2 reasons why somebody should email you right now and sign up to our business boot camp, our 8-week boot camp. Give me 2 reasons why they should do it right now. Go.
You cannot pass your job down to your children as a financial legacy.
Wow.
And if we want any autonomy and independence in this capitalist society, we better figure out the game.
Wow, you cannot pass your job down to your kids. That right there is cold enough. Veronica at veronicaconway.com is the email address. Sign up. And then the next thing I want you to talk about really quickly, Veronica, 30 seconds. Tell them why it's important they should get Black Mastery, the neuro-linguistic program you put together that is hosted by the venerable Iyanla Vanzant. Why should they get that right now? Let's go.
I've talked to so many people that have gotten the Black Mastery program. They said it's not worth $200. It's worth $2,000 or more. It has changed their life. It's changed their inner conversation, that inner dialogue that keeps you stuck and arguing and not moving forward. People have changed their habits, changed their activities, changed their vision. They're moving forward with big stuff. So if you want to shut down all that back of mind noise that's in your head, that committee, and get Black Mastery so that you can be freed up to move forward.
And let me just tell you this about Veronica. She won't say it herself. I made my son listen to the Black Mastery NLP program. And it's changed his whole get down too. Because he's a fiery kid, you know. You know my son, you know him too. You know, he's a fiery dude, right? So I got him listening to the NLP program, and I'm telling you, I sense a shift in him maturity-wise. He now sees himself as a business, right? It's like, wait a minute, I can't just post this on Twitter. I just can't post this on Instagram. People are watching me. I got to make the right decisions. I got classes to make up. I got to take care of business. You know, he's now looking differently. So I'm saying, hey, Black Mastery is giving him this kind of base, whereas talking to him consciously was, you know how kids get, you know this very well. At a certain point, they start tuning dad and mom out. So I gave him the Black Mastery, and it's working for him right now. I appreciate you, Veronica. We got to run.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Really quickly, I got to run through these businesses. Urban Teas, urbanroyalties.com. Go see these folk, urbanroyalties.com. They sent me this shirt. They sent me a couple of shirts. I said, hey, I'll represent your business. Just send me a T-shirt. I'll wear it for free. urbanroyalties.com. Support them. Hip Loose, hiploose.com. Again, they put me in a fully cold suit, tailored. Everything was ice. Hey, support this black business right here. That's the only way we're going to take our community back. Watch when I do. Listen, I got a show coming called Nigga Knowledge. When we talk about owning your own education, that's a whole nother dance. But the only way to do that, we got to recycle the dollars. How you going to own your own education? You ain't got bread. How about it? Support Hip Loose, right? Oh, wait a minute. We got to show the Dr. Umar clip. Give us a little piece of the Dr. Umar clip. I'm going quick right now.
My name is Dr. Umar Johnson, and I am a school psychologist and doctor of clinical psychology. In addition to that, I hold degrees in political science and education. I am here at the historic St. Paul's College. This beautiful campus, 135 acres of which I hope to make the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG, International Leadership Academy for African Children. This college, St. Paul's, was opened on September the 24th.
Now, I'm cutting it short. This is a 5-minute video. This brother is taking over the St. Paul's College. He needs donations. Go to drumarjohnson.com, find the link to this project. He's trying to raise $5 million. Again, ownership of education. Ownership of education. Do you know how powerful that is? Right? When your degree is not validated by a white supremacist system, that might be a terrorist act. I'm just saying, $1.1 trillion annually that we spend as consumers, but we don't own nothing. If you don't go support something like that, you're out of your mind. We'll never get out of this barrel, crabs. We'll never make it out. That's all I'm saying. Support, support, support. Now, I got to take a quick break. I think I covered everybody. AriseHospitality.com. Jesus, I got businesses to support. AriseHospitality.com. The Black Office Max. Support them. Now I got to take a break. When I come back, topics, guests, it's going to get crazy up in here. Show that Black Mastery NLP program. Let's go.
Superficial shit for another time, but I'd be lying if I said that I didn't want to shine. Whatever you want,
alcohol.
Hey everybody, I'm Bob Guiney.
Hi, I'm Brian Schneider, husband, father, and Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor.
Every year, thousands of people are diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Hodgkin's Haters' goal is to make all cancer patients survivors.
Join us for Hodgkin's Haters' 3rd annual Party for a Cure, June 26th at 7 p.m.
At Station, located at W Hollywood for the Masquerade Red Carpet Casino Night.
Even if you can't make it to this great event, you can still donate.
Visit HodgkinHaters.com for event information or to donate.
All proceeds go to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Zoe Williams.
And I'm Dr. Mark Goldstein. I'm Jeff Brown.
And we make up the Zoe Web Morning Show. You can find us here on TRadioV.com every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I make you think.
He makes you laugh, and if I get a chance, I'll help you change.
Or make you cry with his attempts at humor. Radio in TV.
Can you relate? We'll make it happen. Are you mumbling to yourself?
Hey, back there,
Hi, this is Slim Jim Phantom, and you got the big beat. We're gonna take this music into the 22nd century. We deal exclusively in rockabilly music. Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Richie Valens, Wanda Jackson, Janice Martin, the Everly Brothers, Johnny Cash, and everybody else. Thank you so much for supporting the Big Beat here on T Radio V.
Hey guys, I'm Pilar Lastra.
And I'm Joey Heim.
Be sure that you catch our new show, Sports List.
Every Wednesday at 11 a.m. right here on T Radio V. What are we going to talk about?
This is where you talk about why it's called Sports List. Because
well, look at
everybody
us.
who loves sports is going to be tuning in to watch you talk sports topless.
Well, I think topless. I don't mind doing that. Will you do it? Sports Lust. Every Wednesday, right?
At 11 a.m.
T Radio V is radio.
Made for
TV.
Come on, work with me.
There we go.
TV, radio.
In TV.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
And one of the greatest tragedies in life is getting to the end of your life and looking back and realizing it was mediocre, and it didn't have to be that way.
The number one reason is people are unwilling to listen and care about what's important to the other person.
But what if you could be someone who dared to care about everybody in your life? When you're in love, smoke gets in your eyes. But when you're anxious, you talk more than you listen. I asked my wife a month ago, I said, I don't know whether to have an affair or buy a motorcycle. And she said, if you have an affair, I'll kill you. If you get the motorcycle, you'll kill yourself. Go with the bike.
You know, years ago, I used to be an expert in helping divorced couples get back together again. I didn't seek them out; they sought me out, and I was on, Oprah, Today Show, New York Times, and then I kind of veered away from that. But years later, I did something called divorce therapy about kids, and I don't do that anymore. But if you look up divorce therapy, my last name Goulston, Goulston, you'll find something at divorce.com. And basically what it is couples would come in, and I'd say, look, the marriage is over. I'm not here figuring out who was right and who was wrong. All I care about is that at age 18, your child looks like child B and not child A. Child A is someone who quits, bails, blames, takes everything too personally, doesn't hang in there, and they're not going to hit the ground running. They're going to hit the ground running away. And child B has the opposite. They don't bail. They take life seriously. They don't take themselves too seriously. They're passionate. They have stick-to-itness, and they're going to hit the ground, and they're going to be successful. So what I would say to couples is, I don't care about anything other than you each need to make a case to me about how what you're doing is going to produce child B, and not child A. It's pretty simple. And if you go to if you see that article, divorce.com, or look up divorce therapy, Goulston, that'll be one of the first links. And just make sure that you care more about your children than you care about being right.
Wow.
That's
and with that said, as Dr. G always does, he alley-oops the topic for today. Today's topic: the collateral damage of modern-day marriage, divorce, and family building. A penetrating look into custody wars, financial wars, sexless nights, and family wars. What does that mean? I've got questions. Is it nearly impossible to pick someone to be in love with / married to for the rest of your life? Is it easier to win the lottery?
Mama said, bring your own.
Right. Hey.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
We go through this every week.
Hey.
My mama said for him to bring
Right?
his own paper to school.
Right? What do you stand to lose? Listen to this question. What do you stand to lose simply by getting married and starting a family in today's modern society? What do you stand to lose potentially, right? Does the family court system and its judges still see women primarily as victimized dependents, while seeing men as villainous providers? 855-878-4652 is the number to dial. T Radio V, that's Radio and TV. So what mornings? Questions. Why is it that to some couples, death is probably better than divorce? A lot of people view divorce as a death. You stand to lose a lot. The number one indicator of poverty in America is divorce. The number one indicator of wealth in America is marriage. This is real business. Wait a minute. Why is the family court system a $50 billion a year industry? Why do family court judges have all the power? There's no jury. That's the final say in the system. And if they're corrupt, is the entire system corrupt? Who stands to win in a custody battle? And who stands to lose the most? Somebody call us! This is going to be crazy today, man. What is the difference between a court of law and a court of equity? Huh? This is business, man. This is a cold situation. And a lot of people are being taken advantage of, right? Hey, I got more questions. Do prenups actually work? Do they work or no? Right? A lot of people are now finding out that prenups don't actually work. People are still getting bread after signing prenups, right? How did that damn marriage to Khloe Kardashian, right, benefit Lamar Odom? He can't even get in a club with her and her new boyfriend, but he still got to provide Laker tickets to her and her family as per the divorce agreement. Front row seat Laker tickets. He don't even play ball in the NBA no more.
Yeah, he couldn't even give it a sweep.
He can't. Damn. It's a bad situation. Is marriage a bad deal for men in modern day society? Do men stand to lose more than women? Somebody better talk to me right now. 855-878-4652. I still got questions. That's enough for now. Let me introduce the august panel.
August.
To my left, this dude is an entertainer. A lot of people didn't know. Well, we got glimpses of it when we saw him on Family Matters. Every now and again, there was a special episode where he'll start singing, right? Every now and again, you know. But for the most part, we thought it was Eddie Winslow. Just Eddie Winslow is Laura's big brother. That's just how it goes down, right? Then one episode, the brother starts singing. We said, okay, there's something else there. There's something else there, right? Then we start understanding what was happening. I first worked with the brother on the Foxhole, and he came in and clowned something horrible, right? He came in and clown. He's on the show today. Without further ado, actor, entertainer, musician, philanthropist, entrepreneur. This dude covers the gamut when it comes to entertainment. Darius McQuarrie is in the building right now, man. Welcome to the show.
Hey, y'all, how's it going? What's happening, Zoe?
He gonna tell us his story. It's gonna be a cold situation up in this piece. Now, on to the homie. Me and this dude fight. We get at it. We done fought on the basketball court. We done fought on the air.
Oh, that's not me.
No, it's definitely not you.
Basketball.
One of the big homies is in the building. Louis Dix, legendary comedian, in the building. You better know it's going down. What's happening, Louis?
Yeah. It's exciting here. It's funny you talked about your son having fire. Where did he get it from?
He got it from his daddy. I set him on fire, man. You know what it is. Poet, author, lecturer, educator, teacher, motivator, life coach, thought leader, young gun.
Ready for the World Hairdo Having.
Listen, Ice Life is in the building.
Ice.
He's going to offer insight. And now, the other homie in the building. I met him on, it was Corey Holcomb's 5150 show on the Foxhole. He's been fighting this war for a long time. He's a comedian. I seen him do his work. He cold, he's sharp, he's a veteran in the game. He hosts his own little get down. I saw you doing your thing. This brother has a hella story to tell because he's in hell right now fighting the devil right now. We want to introduce him. He's a comedian. I've already told you that. Evan Lionel. Welcome to the show, man. Say what's up to the folks.
What's up, y'all, and thanks for having me, Zo.
Absolutely. You already know Dr. G and Jeff Brown. They're in the building. They ready to do this. Marriage, is it a bad deal for men? What are the potential side effects? What is the potential collateral damage we might experience just by trying to build a family? Somebody talk to me right now. Jeff wants to say it.
Well, besides being relegated to one vagina, could you point up the upside? I mean, besides that, where is the American upside to marriage? And two, let me put it this way, okay, if me and my wife today, if it don't work out 5-10 years from now when I plan to have some bread, I'm good. I'm gonna break bread with her. However, she deserves it because she in the trenches with me.
Right.
If some heifer roll up on me with 50 million, a hitman is cheaper. I'm saying it right now. 2 words:
Jeff
break
goes hard.
failure.
Wow.
Straight up. Your ass I will go to the Galazzo brothers with 50 grand. And your ass will be on a milk carton. Straight up. I will not give you.
Dr. G, and then I'm coming to Darius. Why are some divorces, why do they last longer than some marriages?
Because people have more trouble letting go of anger than they do holding on to love.
Ooh. Wow.
And some people will hold on to anger for a lifetime, and what we call those people is bitter. Don't become one. Don't hang out with them.
Darius, what's your story, man? Talk to them about it.
Well, I'm going to say this first off. I don't feel that marriage is a horrible thing. What I find difficult is that sometimes there are relationships that take place that there was never any intent for it to go past 1 or 2 nights. And the sad thing is when the court system protects and shields these women with the same protection that they would give to a woman who gave her entire life to a man and left. They treat these women as if they were ever even considered a potential wife or a potential life mate.
Just a matrimonious booty call, if you will.
That's what it is. And that's one of the problems that I've been married 3 times, and none of my 3 marriages cost me what my paternity suit with the mother of my child has cost me.
Damn.
Speak to that. What's going on, if you can?
I mean, what I really do believe is that these judges, they do have an agenda, and the agenda has nothing absolutely to do with family. If you look at what's happening right now in our communities, basically all around us in entertainment, so goeth the family, so goeth the town, so goeth the town, so goeth the city, so goeth the city, so goeth the state to the nation, and it reverberates all the way around the world. Right now there is a division that is being caused, and there's an agenda that's far beyond anything that we can comprehend, and it's impossible to fight the enemy if you don't know who the enemy is. Right now, these lawyers and these judges are all in an incestuous situation, especially in some states in particular. I'm not going to call any names. Oakland County, Michigan, I'm not going to call any names, but I will say that let me ask you this. If an opposing counsel were to run into you on the street or in a public place and speak to you about your case, should that case be considered a mistrial? Should it if an opposing counsel saw you, that case should be done. You're not supposed to speak to opposing counsel in a public place outside of the. If you have an attorney.
Hey, Darius.
You can.
Hey, I love your work, buddy. Can I get your autograph?
Well, no. It's more like. Hey, don't take this personal. It's business.
Oh,
wow. It's business, pal.
If you have an attorney,
he was in violation
of his code of ethics with the California State Bar.
Hold on, brothers. We all mad, but we gotta take a break. We gotta take a break. We gotta go to break. Go to break. We can come back. We can finish how the courts ain't shit, because they ain't shit.
When we come back.
When we come back.
So, Evan, hold that. We're taking a break. We'll be back at 2.2 to finish that thought. Wow.
Hardly made a dent, but did I listen? I was living fast and forgetting the last.
And we're in a relationship, and then all of a sudden it implodes that someone else is going to come in and tell me how much I owe her. Hey!
And he will pay me child support while I turn his son into a pussy and his daughter into a whore.
Brad is actually here right now.
I don't have the white disease. Whoa!
Give me again. I want to see like some tiny intro. Give me some boom. Give me some boom, bro. This is gonna make us money.
Ask Robert who his favorite celebrity animals are. His animal lovers.
All right, everybody, whip your out. Everybody, whip it out. We'll be right back.
See, now it's... Let's do a couple things. Ready?
Action.
Or who may
monsters!
be performing.
Monsters!
You.
Oh, that means me.
It's gonna take the unreal mind.
To be honest with you, I like being down there a little more because my head was...
Candy corn monsters, boom!
Hi, I'm Kristen Renton, and I don't know what I'm saying. This one's World Animal Days.
Right, here we go. Oh, I'll just...
It's not a real wall.
I mean, unless you fake it. I had a contest on night calls, and they were all peeing everywhere. Everyone's like, can I get another Diet Coke? Yeah.
We want to do more.
Andy D on T-Radio V. Bing, bang, bing, boom, right?
Yeah.
Andy D on T-Radio V. Bobbity, bibbity, bobbity, boo. Andy D on T-Radio V.
The Andy Dick Show, Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m. on T-Radio V.
Wow!
But we'll do it. We'll do it better when the show actually starts.
Yeah, Hi, we're Marissa and Juliana Stove, the Stove Twins, and you're watching T-Radio V. That's radio in TV.
T-Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
When you file for divorce, you'll be shocked to find out how little your prenuptial agreement actually does.
I, as an individual, do not believe in prenuptial agreements. We prepare them all the time. We represent people who are engaged in negotiating them all the time. It's part of what we do. But personally, I don't believe in them. The existence of a prenuptial agreement starts the marriage out in a bad light. It's a marriage that's starting out with one of the parties saying to the other, you know, I really love you, but I don't trust you, so I want you to sign something that says, this is what's mine, or this is what's yours.
You go get a prenup, and you think everything's great. Well, you better make sure you know exactly what you're doing, because the big game now is who can bust the prenup.
We drew up a prenuptial agreement. I had it reviewed by an attorney. It was rock solid. How could they be entitled to look at my financials?
You can't dictate in your premarital agreement the amount of child support, and you can't dictate who will have the children.
Custody will always be something that could be modified. So you could resolve the entire case, and then 2 years later somebody could come back and say, custodial schedule is not working, and there needs to be a change.
The divorce process in the United States can be so complicated that even the best contracts can't stand up against the court system. To learn more shocking truths, see Divorce Corp the movie, coming to theaters this January. What do you think about divorce?
Wow, Divorce Corp the movie. This is an industry, y'all. I keep telling y'all, marriage is a social construct. It's a business. It's a contract. This ain't about love and matrimony. The spiritual side of that shit done went away a long time ago, right? 50%, and listen, it's not just an American epidemic. 50% of all marriages across the globe, not just America, end in divorce. It's a bad deal. And as long as the court system has an archaic view of women, men are going to be the villains and the providers, and women are going to be the victims and the dependents, regardless of how rich they are. The goddamn Kardashians is balling. They really don't need any basketball player money. But those contracts, those relationship marriage agreements are set up for them to win even after divorce.
You better watch yourself.
And listen, that's the thing that kills me about certain brothers. How you get with a woman who is acting absolutely evil towards the dude before you.
Damn.
And you expect, just because it's all good and gravy with y'all right now, that she ain't gonna change? She's showing you who she is when she get crossed.
Damn the evil part.
Right?
I got an issue with 12 million people having access to my wife's cooter, okay?
What do you mean, Jeff?
Dude, I'm not, if you made a sex tape, that's a wrap.
I didn't know your wife had a sex tape.
No, she don't. She don't. Don't make me elbow you in the throat, because we'll be in court. You'll sue me, but your
That's
throat will
Sean
be fucked up by
Collison,
that.
the divorce doctor. He's in the building. This is his business. Child support. We already know it's a monstrous business and industry, but it's just a small portion of family court. Louis Dix is in the building. Louis, talk to me, man, about marriage. I know you've been through hell, Louis.
No, I was married for 192 months, so you know, it's first thing is.
All three of my marriages equal about 100.
Okay, so after 16 years, I have to first say, and it probably bothers some of the brothers. First thing, your foundation has to be love. All right, and if you're not a man going into the marriage, first thing you should have a conversation with the woman about what kind of family you want to start, even if it doesn't work out. Now, my ex-wife and I, we still have dinner with the kids. We still make sure things are functioning because that was our priority up front. Now, certain things you're going to lose. The contract is never set up for you to win. That's why it's a contract. So you're not going to win when you sign a contract. But basically, if your foundation as a man is love, and you establish that in the home, no matter what the wife goes through, because women are shoppers. They always want to upgrade and improve.
Women be shopping.
So you as a man have to establish what kind of foundation you want in your home for your kids to follow and what kind of man you are. Even if you're walking through hell, you can walk through hell like a man. All right?
But Louis, not to cut you off, but part of the problem is society. Part of the problem is these rap videos.
Right, I understand that, but that rap video, that still is not who you are.
No, I'm talking about these women.
Okay, fine, the women can go through anything, but the bottom line is when she's sitting in a room by herself, she's still going to reflect who you are, what kind of man you are, how you establish your home, how you walking down. Even if 10 other men go through your home that you've left, it's still your footprints in that home.
But I like to speak to what Darius is saying because there's this piece around. I think a lot of times women. Well, first of all, there's in this process that, and I heard you mention it earlier, that it's really the state just profiting off all of it. And so you know, there's a demonizing of the men, there's a demonizing of the women. I want to speak to the young men though. Young women and women period are curbed socially by a whole stigma, whereas young men we're encouraged to just conquest and conquer. So in that, when I listen to brothers who are having these issues in their relationships or in court, a lot of times they're a little flagrant with their penis. And in that, but it's based on, and that's not a judgment. But as a young person, as young men, we're not told. You know, women are told, be careful who you with. Be careful who you with. Right. Don't just do it. But dudes are told, whoever. You know, and just get it, and not dealing with the consequences.
I'm going to build on something that Louis said. I want to see what you think about this. When I used to work on cancer wards, we used to have this saying, hope for the best, plan for the worst. And so when you're getting into a relationship, if you know that there will be conflicts over money, there will be conflicts over how many children, how to raise the children, there will be conflicts over how do you deal with setbacks. Is the guy not going to go look for a job because he got his rear end fired? I think if you can think of these common, they're not rocket science conflicts that are going to happen, and you say, how are we going to deal with them? What about status? You can come up with 10 or 12 things that tend to break up relationships, and if you just have that conversation ahead of time, as opposed to having smoke get in your eyes. What do you think?
But see, that's easy to deal with when you go into a situation and you're planning to have a family. What about the justice system that is shielding these women that are looking at men as targets and using the same rules?
Hold on, Louis.
You can't undermine that point now.
No,
it's
I'm not.
And look, and there are women that are professionals at getting married to snatch the
but that goes back to you as a man. If you getting with a woman who doesn't have a father, all right, and the mother's a lesbian, then you know what you're dealing with, and none of the men in the home have any respect.
That wasn't my baby mama. She came from a two-parent home, and the parents are still married. And the parents funded the situation that.
Did you ever sit down and talk to the father though?
I've tried to.
That's what I'm saying. You tried to in the beginning before you got married to her. Did you sit down and talk to him?
Hey, if I may.
Evan,
okay, maybe I may.
It's your jacket, man. It's your jacket.
Tell them your story.
Well, as Lewis said, I am, number one, a man, and I live by honor all my life. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I live by honor always. My ex and I discussed raising children. We discussed building a life together. Fast forward to today, that same woman that I discussed all of those things with is now doing everything in her power to keep me from my children, my three beautiful children.
What is she doing exactly?
She has hired a crooked, unethical attorney who will lie, who will do anything he can to keep me from my three beautiful babies. I don't think
maybe he doesn't care about. Maybe it's not that personal for him. Lawyers, and Sean Collison can speak to that.
Okay.
Lawyers are fucking trained to win. That's why they're bringing in mediators.
Right? Hold on for a sec, Darius. Hold on for a second. Let me say this: these lawyers, the game now is a restraining order. I had no idea about that game. I was asleep to that. I'm thinking I'm a father who loves his children. I broke up with her. I didn't want to be with her, but I love my children. I was their primary caretaker. I took care of them way more than her from birth. I was the one changing her diapers and everything. I did all of that, and this woman, in order to get me out of my house, she went and filed a restraining order, said that I harmed her. No evidence. I've never been convicted of a crime. There was never a 911 call to my home.
I understand.
On that, Mr. Lionel, when we come back from the break, I need you to tell the 50 police at your door. 6 in the morning, police at my door store.
Wow.
Right after
and I hadn't done anything.
After the break.
Every time you walk in, but you keep coming, police patrol your shit. Occupy like there was a fucking Marines, but you can't do nothing about it but sleep on. Sleep talk, bitch, and moan about shit that you don't even own. Kill niggas that look just like you, while everybody else unites at the
Radio V.
And it's Mary Carey, of course, politically naughty with Mary Carey.
I'm always naughty. I'm always politically. My behavior is always politically naughty. I'm never politically correct. Dr. Drew, hi. Oh, I'm so.
Hey guys, how are you?
It's all teary-eyed, Doctor.
I know. She wished she could live at rehab.
But only if Dr. Drew's there. Obviously, if someone like, because a little too groping might be inappropriate. But I like the flirting and stuff.
When I walked in, you shoved my head in your.
No! Are you gonna sue me?
Get politically naughty with Mary Carey. Mondays at 4 p.m. on T-Radio V.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Edie Don from The Real Talk Show. I want y'all to check me out every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Real life, real music, real sex, real everything. It's a real world. Check us out every Tuesday, The Real Talk Show, right here on T-Radio V, radio and TV.
Hi, I'm Moby, and you're watching T Radio V.
T Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
Attorneys get paid by the hour. The more accusations they make towards the other side, the more things they ask you to send them, the more papers they file with the courthouse, the more they earn, and the more it costs you.
Lawyers handle cases in a fairly similar fashion. They'd set an hourly rate, take a retainer, and then bill hourly against that retainer, and then create bills from the hours that they spent later on.
I only know, really, of one other firm in my area that does a flat fee. Everybody else is hourly. If a judge is late and you're sitting there for 3 hours, that client's getting billed for those 3 hours. I start to feel bad for them.
I have to work 25 hours to pay for 1 hour of an attorney's time. 25 to 1.
And there are no limits. When attorneys get started, they have no incentive to stop until you run out of money.
If your case is taking years and years, then that means some attorneys just putting in a lot of frivolous motions to delay the case.
In the 60s, it'd take a few months, a year. Now cases drag on 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Which is extremely expensive, as you can imagine.
You have lawyers who are in it for the money, who are greedy, who will milk a case.
The attorneys definitely don't want to settle the cases because once they do, their income stream has been cut off.
A lot of people go into debt as a result of their divorces.
Some attorneys automatically put a lien on your house just to make sure that eventually they get paid. We took out an equity line of credit at my parents' house, and that's been maxed out now. I think it's $250,000. What they do is bleed you until all the money is gone.
Since flat fee divorces can be finished quicker and cheaper, why is it that only a handful of lawyers do them? To learn more shocking truths, see Divorce Corp the movie, coming to theaters this January.
Well, shit, I'm gonna go to Brazil.
Jeff!
Ice Life just brought up a point that if you have back child support and you leave the country, they won't let you back in. I am announcing my tour starting in Brazil next week.
Never coming back.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna be stuck over here with all this fine ass. I'm good with that.
$12 booty.
Yes. Oh no, you don't have to pay, Lewis. Well, I don't have to pay.
You setting us up, Jeff?
Yes, sir. Something you said about.
You were talking about the restraining.
You gonna let Jeff set you up or no?
Gonna let, yeah.
Oh.
I was yes.
Let Jeff do his job.
Something you said about your manhood being and the footprint that you leave. I think you're looking a little myopic, if I may say. You hit the lotto. You did all right. You have a woman that doesn't hate herself enough. See, here's what happens. When a woman wants you to feel what she feels, and she will use anything. If a woman will shoot a hole in your boat, and she can't swim.
Exactly.
Your woman, but you can't feel what a woman feels because you, by nature, don't hate yourself.
Wow. You saying the nature of women is to hate themselves? 855-878-4652.
Yes.
Ladies,
hold on. I'm gonna say
call
this.
in right now.
I'm gonna say this. Think about your thought. I'm gonna set up my man. A man. Think of the ugliest dude you know. He'll get up in the morning and go, you know what? I like my tie, and he'll go conquer the day. Think of the finest woman you know. She will stand in a mirror until she finds something she hates. I hate my thumbs, and now the rest of the house is toe up over that. Speaking of that, and I'm gonna try not to be personal, but this is my friend. I was at his wedding. I have seen this man raise his children. This is my friend, and I have seen him go through that very thing with this woman. I don't know how you feel about it, so I can't really just go off like I really want to about his ex-wife, but she really ain't bovine feces. But at any rate,
bullshit.
Yeah, she owns some bovine feces.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Lionel, if you could just kind of paint the picture of what happened that day 6 in the morning, police at my door.
Well, the game is restraining order. I didn't know anything about it. I was like every other man in
Really
America
quickly,
asleep.
really quickly, I got one slapped on me 5 months after the fact. So I understand.
Wow.
Go ahead, go
Wow.
deeper.
Well, mine was I was primary caretaker of my children, meaning taking care of them every day, doing everything that they needed. She was working in corporate America. I was at home sleep after taking my older kids to school. I wake up to yelling and screaming. I think it's some comedians that have come to my door and that's in my patio playing around, because a lot of my friends are comedians. I open my bedroom door. There are 8 cops with guns pointed at me, triggers cocked, ready to shoot and kill me on full felony alert. My 3-year-old is behind me in her bed sleeping, and I open my bedroom door and they're standing there, and I have no idea why they're there. There's no incident, there's no nothing. So they're yelling at me, come down the stairs right now, turn around, walk backwards, come down the stairs. I'm like, what are y'all doing in my house? What is going on? Hey, guys, y'all got the wrong house. That's what I'm saying. I walk down the stairs slowly, following their commands. I'm telling them, lower your weapons. I'm not who you're looking for, whoever that is. I got my 3-year-old behind me. If any of the weapons go off, you can shoot my child. Lower your weapons. Shut up, get on the floor. As soon as I get to the living room in my house, they swarm me and cuff me and do all of that. Then they try to take me outside in my underwear. I'm asking them, what have I done wrong? They don't tell me. They take me to the police station.
You're a black man. Just being a black man is doing wrong.
Okay, I guess that was number one, but it was some black men. It was some black men with them.
Black men. Black man.
You don't count
that.
That
don't matter. Those are their black men.
I don't count that.
Black man, entertainer. 2 strikes, buddy.
Well, that was so how do we turn this away from being a pity party, and how do we get?
So let me
give you this one really quickly.
Go ahead.
What women have done that men are behind the 8 ball on in this game, women are more socially savvy. They understand.
They have time to be.
Right. So what do men need to do in order to become more socially savvy as it pertains to the legal system?
Think like bitches.
But I want to tell you what
Think like a woman is the new
No, that's not what I said.
Number one, we got to make better choices.
Absolutely.
Well,
I can say that. Number one, you got to make better choices, brothers.
But Darius, let me say this. My choice was to be a good father to my kids, and that's what I was doing. And I was arrested.
But I'm not talking about that's a byproduct of a bad choice by choosing the wrong woman to mother your child.
Right.
And that's what I did. That was my first mistake. Was I chose a rock gut woman to mother my child.
Rock gut?
That was my first. That led to all the bad.
Stop all the talking in the room.
Judges.
Stop.
Wait, hold up.
Stop
Say that again.
all the talking in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, no, don't say not yet. Ladies and gentlemen, right here on T-Radio V on the So What Morning Show, from henceforth and forevermore, horrible broads will be referred to as
rot guts.
Rot guts. I thought that was whiskey from a cowboy movie.
Mad Dog 2020. Listen, we have a legal representative in the building right now, Sean Collison. You might be able to direct you might be able to direct your question to Sean, because he's going to tell us how to interface with the judicial system. Sean, author of, hold on, let me get this. I Want Out.
Okay.
It's Better This Way. To Leave You the Hell Alone by Sean Collison. I Want Out. It's Better This Way. What you need to know about managing divorce, custody, child support, and family court. We got to get him in here. So let's get your thoughts on what you've heard so far.
Well, social equity. Well, there's something I like to think. First of all, I'll address the attorneys keeping the cases going. Number one.
You know it's true.
Well, I'm going to say that is true.
Thank you.
Because as a litigation strategist, I deal with high-profile cases, and what we find is that once one of the parties that are vulnerable goes into an attorney to seek advice and guidance, that person is now under the wings of a professional that makes money off of the vulnerabilities that you believe through perception. Most of us live in...
Too deep. Dumb it down, son.
Dumb it down. So most of us live in 80% of perception and 20% of reality.
Come on.
So if you're 20%, you're already at a deficit if your reality is only 20% of what you believe and think and do. So what I've decided to do in this new book is turn that reality around. So when I speak to people as a mediator and an arbitrator and as a litigation strategist, I'm always believing in the greater good. So let me show you how to turn it around and get your life back. I don't really care
Give
where
us
you're.
3 hot points.
Okay, number one, it's not where you're from, it's where you're going.
I was about to say Rakim.
Right,
Okay, but where you going?
I'm a hustler,
I'm better than where. It's not even where you're at. It's where you're going.
Right.
Because number one, you need a plan.
Right.
So you have to. Number two, you have to write down your goals and what you expect to happen and set a deadline. So everything that is happening right now, it's not what's. And number three, it's not what's happening. It's how you deal with what's happening. If you don't have a how to deal with it, it just continues to happen. So in every consultation that I'm in, and I'm dealing with lawyers across the board on high-profile cases with tons of money to litigate. Gloria Allred on that divorce corp, she said, litigation and fighting in court really depends on how much money you have. She was right.
Black celebrity.
She was right. Now, celebrities seem to have a different issue because they have the money to litigate. These attorneys know that, and they have sort of promoted themselves as the celebrity lawyer. I don't know about Wikipedia, but that's probably not in there.
Sean, a divorce attorney told me this, and he was just being honest and humorous. He said, my favorite clients are the ones who are angry, rich, and wrong.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, that, I'm gonna elaborate on that. But let me elaborate on that because being right is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to be right, usually it costs more money to be right about things in the past, and there's no contribution to being right in the future. So if that goes back to what I just said, have a plan. Then you have to think of execution. It's really connected to success.
Right.
Now, restraining orders,
Right.
that is a mechanism that's rubber stamped in the court. Not enough emphasis are put on restraining orders. Reason being is it's a system that's just coming through. The judges are rubber stamping a restraining order based on the appearance of what happened. Whether it happened or not doesn't matter.
It's unimportant.
But you are taken out of the game for
Err on the side of caution.
No, that's not. That's what we are led to believe. But you're taken out of the game for 21 days. You can't see your kids for 3 weeks, and you get a move out order, and they got it all on the face value. So it's prima facie. I'm not going to get into that, but the face value of that order. So when we get to court and they're coming in saying all of this happened, when I come in as a strategist, if I was with you and I heard your story and about this whole thing, I would start to believe this restraining order was a tactic, right? And the tactic is an advantage, and it was a tactic for the advantage of gaining a tactical advantage. Now I need to quash that, get you your kids back, but you're going, that don't make no damn sense. I didn't see him for 3 weeks on some BS. I got more on that.
Darius has some points to bring up real quick. Go.
I just want to say, like, I remember growing up, there was a story in the Bible about King Solomon. He was the wisest king ever. They brought a child to King Solomon. There were two women that were fighting over this child.
Cut him in half.
He said, cut the baby in half. And the one mother said, yes, cut the baby in half. And the other mother said, no, let the baby live. And that's how Solomon realized, he said, this is the mother, the real mother of the child. The way I look at it now, the way the justice system, the way it is, these children are being cut in half, and these women are cutting these babies in half because to take the child from the father is splitting the child, because you need both mother and father. 9 times out of 10, mothers do not make rational decisions concerning their children. They make decisions based on what's best for them. You're gonna do this because I have to pick up your sister, because I have to cook dinner, because I have to do X, Y, Z. Not because it's best for you. What's best for my child is not to be living in the ghetto of Detroit, not to be going in the Detroit school system. But his mother doesn't care anything about him. His mother cares about hurting me and hurting him and using this order that's in place and wielding it as a weapon to hurt me and make me feel what she felt.
Beware
to my child.
the Detroit
She's
rock
using
gut
them as a
cooch.
pawn.
Back in 2 minutes.
Listen, you hear the music, it means we go on the break. This is getting crazy right now. The Zoe What Morning Show is off the chart. Let me go out to break with this. When engaging in a custody battle, why is it important to keep records, receipts, and even recordings of interactions with your child and its mother? They're making us fight each other. It's a war. We gotta be familial spies, family spies. What did your mama say to you this time? Did she say so? Why is it like that? And why is that important? When we come back, Zoe What Morning? We gotta stay! Don't leave. We gotta come back with Darius, man. It's got to get going, man. We'll be back at 2.2.
Chain wrist to wrist to a back seat, so I gotta find another plan. Only chains I want on my body is flooded with diamonds from the motherland. Red blood spills over green presidents, severed in everything ain't.
Hello, I'm Christina Fulton from Playing It Forward at T Radio V every Friday at 1 p.m. That would be Pacific Standard Time. Rasvoitik Aguilar had a show. I'm going to tell you we're going to be in the trenches looking for people that are not paying it forward. And if they don't pay it forward, yes. What do you have to say about this? This is horrible when people don't pay it forward. But tune in at T Radio V and we will help you figure it out before you get the axe.
You know what? Here, just watch for yourselves.
What's happening? Is your main Money B?
Everett. And celebs made quite a...
I want my MB.
I'm gone it.
And these are this week's... Tune in next... Okay. Emphasis on...
Listen up, bro. Relax. I'm not going on Latin.
What's happening, everybody? Is your man Money B? Wait, where's the camera? Where am I looking?
Hey, everyone. I'm Andy Dick.
What's up, y'all? It's Edie Don.
What are you doing, baby?
We rolling.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Next Friday.
Small
doses.
That's
what my mother says about me. That's so sad. Small doses.
Oh, great.
Who is your audience?
Men. No.
And that's it, folks.
Hello, T Radio V. Hello for us.
Hi, guys.
My name is Steve Ranazizi.
My name is Mary Elizabeth Ellis.
My name is Katie Aselton.
You're watching TV on the radio, but you're not watching it, you're listening to it, because radio on TV.
Hi, T Radio V.
Keep that radio going inside that television set.
I love T Radio V.
Trust her.
T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
T Radio V. Radio in TV.
Radio in TV.
Oh my God, how he has a rap career is beyond me. I don't get it. And he takes his shirt off. Oh my God, he looks like 50 pounds of chewed Tootsie Rolls with his...
All right. Now, you are in white fashion. You know white boys always leave the house like they finna help somebody move.
Resist and defend the horrible hoes. There are some horrible people. And what you need to do is start policing your own. Today is, in my mind, the one person that is not being addressed here. The children are being addressed, the courts, the fathers. I want to talk to young dudes. Young dudes, one, that right now your penis is the general manager. That team about to be in some trouble. Two, I want to talk to young dudes who were raised by single mothers. My Lord. The concept that your mother is beyond reproach is negated by the trifling broad that you're going to probably wind up with because you are going to pattern her after your mother. If you have any problems with these girls you dating, don't think about the girl. Don't think about your mama. I want you to think about your daddy. And maybe, just maybe, why your daddy ain't around. When y'all get into a niggas ain't shit session and how hard that your mama got it. Maybe your mama got it. You know, she telling you, I had it hard because I raised you by myself. Do you think that maybe not your mama, but maybe somebody your mama know, had it hard because she raised them kids by herself because of herself? Is there a chance that maybe, just maybe, half the shit that your mama did, she didn't have to do because that other half was supposed to be done by your daddy who was kept out the game? Put your damn hand down, Lewis Dix.
I mean, at least I'm putting my hand up there.
When you go to court, because you going. If you following what your mama did, you going. Leave these 3 items at home. Right, wrong, and common sense. They have no place in a court of law. If you take your ass in there thinking, because they swore on that crooked Bible, that you got a chance, you better have your own snake in a bag like the one that sits to my right. Get yourself. Get your own snake. Don't be walking into a room full of snakes quoting proverbs about how you ain't gonna get bit. You better get your monkey ass your own snake.
Wow.
I want to
intellectual rant by Jeff Brown.
Your Honor, I want to object. Strike
yes, you do.
all of that.
Yeah.
Well, inadmissible.
Right. So let me just say this really quickly. Can we get a consensus here? And I'm going to go to Ice Life first and then Darius. Can we get a consensus here that the institution of marriage is number one, exceedingly flawed. Number 2, anti-man.
Oh, yeah.
Ice.
Well, I was going to make a different point, but I'll speak to that. I think we get married, people get married under the same archaic construct, in the early 1900s, you know. So
yeah.
And it was to the benefit of men. It wasn't built to benefit women. But no.
Not then.
You're talking about divorce. But the marriage piece gave power to men, gave dominion. Well, a woman is passed from her father on to her man. But I have to talk about the socio-political construct. We can't, especially, and this show is for a vast audience. We talk about a black construct, though. Part of the issue is when we start talking about divorce, when we start talking about court, we also talking about police. We also talking about racism, the stigma that, and so there's an annoyance.
Sexism, racism, classism.
Of course. So there's an annoyance of a upwardly upright, righteous, confident black man. That annoys the state. So when you walk in there, like I said, with confidence, with common sense, with the right thing, there's a racial thing in there, and also another piece. And I'm not saying I'm against it, but I hear a lot of brothers talking about I want a light skinned girl, a white girl, a snow bunny. You get in that court. That's a snow bunny court.
That's a snow
and it's
bunny
a whole nother. It's a whole nother.
Nobody right here. She cheated.
Life. I'm gonna tell you something. When I walked into the courtroom and I saw all of those people. Yeah. All of those people, because I'm you people. Yeah. I saw all of those people. I knew that it was all downhill from that point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. It was so bad at one point. I brought some clothes to the courthouse to give to my son's mother. She took the clothes and threw them in the garbage can.
Wow.
I said, "Why would you throw those brand new clothes away when they could be on our son's back?" She said, "Because I don't want to have anything to do with you." I said, but how does that translate to what my son wants?
It has nothing to
What
do
our
with
son-
you.
Then
I'm shooting
after
a
I
hole in the boat.
But then after I reached in the garbage can with no pride, reached into the garbage can to give her those clothes, she left out and went and called those white bailiffs on me in the courtroom.
Yeah.
And they coming.
And
Lewis,
they came in.
constantly
Lewis,
surrounded.
Lewis.
No, it's funny. I mean, and I agree to some point, but the black and white thing, it's really X and XY chromosome. Because, you know, as black men, white men are going through the same thing when they go into court.
They are.
And we just have
in their house and taking them in front of their daughter and they draws at gunpoint.
Yeah, well, no. There, I'm
it's
sure.
different.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm
there-
sure. You're sure you
there are
can dig.
examples-
I'm sure you can find it.
Hold up. I'm sure there are
And took me out in
examples
front
that
of the
you can get a
neighbors.
panel of white men to sit around and talk just as bad about the women. My thing is this: life is flawed. Life is anti-man. I mean, if we as men can just step back and say, all right, if your foundation is love, it's going to work itself out, regardless of how low the woman can. She can be gut low and all that. You as a man still have to you have to walk through life as best you can and deal with the ups and downs.
I got a quick
Let me
question.
ask you this. Yes.
Quick question.
Yeah.
It sounds like, and I can't tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it looked like. It looked like you are either telling me it doesn't exist or it is diminished. The racial component.
No, I'm not saying. What
I'm
I'm
not saying
it
either one
is
of those.
what it is.
Oh, whew.
But what I'm saying is
Because
that
for a
but you
second
can't,
there,
but you
just
can't,
like the
but
misogynist
you know, but
agenda.
you can't make it part of who you are as a man.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, you can't allow that to help you walk through life. Here's
No.
one thing: as a father, you have to be is present. You can be present
If they
in the
would
stand-
let us
no,
be
no, no.
present,
You can
if
be
they
present.
would let
Okay, I
us be
understand, but
present,
seriously, sometimes
I
you have
want to be present, and if my children are listening, your father loves you, and I will never
Okay,
stop
but
fighting
see,
for
here's the
you.
thing,
I am being kept away from you by a crooked system, a corrupt
crooked
lawyer,
woman.
and a woman who is crying to this crooked system to fight. You are putting efforts in to keep a father who loves and adores his 3 babies from his children. It is a waste of time
But here's
and
the
energy.
thing. And that's what I'm saying. The energy and stuff that you're putting out now, all that hate is what your kids are.
I don't have hate. There's no hate. There's no hate. There's no hate. There's no hate. Let's stop that immediately. There's no hate. There's no hate here at all.
What he's putting
Love is totally
what he's
There's
putting
no
out,
hate.
What he's putting
The white
out
man
is-
has something to say.
What he's putting out is frustration at being
Thank
hated.
you, Doc. Thank you.
Yes.
And another thing
how
is,
do you
think your kids are feeling that?
He is putting
I
out,
haven't seen my kids, so how can they feel anything
Hang
for
on,
me?
hang
I
on,
haven't
hang
seen
on.
them. I haven't been allowed
Go
to.
get my damn gun.
Hold on. So I want to say one thing to the brother speaking, and he is acting. It is frustration. It's a buildup. He does have a right to stand on what he is going through, and he believes what's happening to him. Ultimately, when I was in your shoes, what I needed to start to understand, and what I understand about today, never give up. It's non-negotiable.
I'm not giving
Yes,
up.
I didn't
not
say you
either.
were. I just said never do. If you
Okay.
don't ever even think about it, it's never a waste of time. It's never a waste of time because the
What
universe.
they're doing is a waste
but
of
the
time.
universe has a way of showing us
balancing
what
things
we
out.
need to know
Yes.
right now,
Yes.
showing you now.
Yes.
So let me just say this: when I was going through my case in 1999, before I knew anything about law, I was walking down the hallway with my attorney and opposing counsel, because I heard y'all talking about it earlier, was walking down the other way. And it was Michael Trope. He's a big time dude. He was with Sorrow Trope. It's his son. Do you know what I did?
What?
I walked straight at him. Hold on, Jeff, because I'm gonna lock it down. I walked straight down Central, down the hallway. You know, it's the corridor. When I saw him, I walked into him with my shoulder, and bam, and I knocked him down. When he got up to do whatever he was gonna do, I fell down like he hit me. I'm tripping. I'm not being one thing. One thing the universe was telling me: until you are culpable, until you get responsible about what's really going down, I'm not releasing anything to you.
Well, Sean,
Well,
Hold
what's
on,
go
hold on, hold on.
ahead,
So
because I
stepped-
have to.
So I stepped into 10 years of well, it took me 5 in court, but the other 5 was figuring out when I finally figured out why it's not being released. There's a universal cause and effect
Yes, it is.
that is playing
Absolutely.
a part. And Lewis is trying to say that in so many words.
Absolutely.
And what I'm saying to you is you are noble in your cause. No one can take that away from you.
And the universe is going to
yes,
pay that
and
back.
it is going to give you double for your trouble. When they sent me to 52 weeks of anger management, I didn't complain. I walked in and did it. Now, let me tell you what happened after the 52 weeks. I became an intern for the next rotation of probations that came in there. Because when they put the restraining order on me, one thing I realized when they did the jury and was going to hold me down, what I realized, God knows I had nothing to do with this. How am I going to convict myself when I ain't had nothing to do with it? So I stayed in, the jury got deadlocked and acquitted, and I was out of there. So what I believed in a higher cause, a higher power, eventually I prevailed. Today, I have an 800 FICO score.
Let me just say this. This show is off the chart. There's some passions in here. My brother Evan is going through his important points. You gonna make them too.
I'm gonna help
as
you,
well
Evan.
as Darius. Listen, you ain't leaving. Boxy man. We gotta take this quick break, but when we come back, we're gonna wrap it up. It's important that we have this conversation. Don't be scared. We'll be back.
I'm Laura Samoza.
I'm Sterling Gardner.
And we are Between the Sheets every Monday here, 3 p.m., TRadioV.com.
T-Radio-V.
That's right, it's T-Radio-V, Radio in TV. What is that face?
She wants to see our hands.
That's Radio in TV. Wah, 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 wah.
We're not a couple.
This is Quick Fix Radio.
Quick Fix Radio. Yeah. Check it out, y'all. We back in the building. What's going on?
Yes, sir. What it do? We got some super special guests up in the place,
In the building, we got all 5 live in the building. Bone Thugs in the building. Everybody.
We up in here
Tonight, y'all. What's going on?
Hey man, I had to come see what this TV radio what this all about. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
We got Game on the line. Game, what's going down, baby?
What up? What up, man?
What's going on? Oh man, we got EPO
Double
baby. Who's this on the phone with us?
Yo, what up, man? It's Akon.
Akon in the building. Who is this on the line?
Be real.
We got Be Real. Who is we got on the line?
This is Ty Dolla $ign right here.
What up, Ty Dolla $ign in the building. And thanks to all the fans for stopping by.
The Quick Fix with Crazy Bone, right here on T-Radio-V.
Yo, what's up? This your boy Kyle Master, and you're checking out T-Radio-V.
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 Hello, T-Radio-V. Love you guys. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
This is Quick Fix Radio.
Quick Fix Radio. Yeah. Check it out, y'all. We back in the building. What's going on?
Yes, sir. What it do? We got some super special guests up in the place,
In the building, we got all 5 live in the building. Bone Thugs in the building. Everybody.
We up in here.
Tonight, y'all. What's going on?
Hey man, I had to come see what this TV radio what this all about. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
We got Game on the line. Game, what's going down, baby?
What up? What up, man?
What's going on? Oh,
man. T-Radio-V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
African American children are more likely to have an incarcerated father, and their mothers are less likely to take them to visit their fathers. Now listen to me, mamas and dads. But because there's more black men in jail, but the sisters are catching up. Listen to me. Some of y'all got this belief that if my son goes sees his father in jail, that's going to make him a criminal. It's going to desensitize him to jail. Guess what? The evidence is actually the opposite. A child of an incarcerated father is 7 to 9 times more likely himself to end up in jail. So if you take him to see his father will teach him how This ain't the place to be. And I don't ever want to see you here. Some of you all are sowing the seeds of juvenile delinquency because you got a son who ain't connected with the dad, who thinking jail life is all that because you don't allow his father to teach him that it ain't. And sooner or later, he ends up in the exact same place you never wanted him to be just because you didn't think it was necessary to take him up to the jail. I'm working on a project right now, Graterford Prison, Pennsylvania, one of the largest maximum security prisons in America. Myself, state representative, and some other folk. We have a FACT program. Okay, it's a fatherhood program where we take the children up to the jail to visit the fathers if the mothers don't want to be bothered. That's what we're doing. Because fathers still need to be fathers even in jail. Do y'all follow me? So I got to call parents and convince them that your son needs to see his father, that your daughter needs to see her father. And some of us are so trifling that we think our children are going to develop just like we do. I hear things like, well, I grew up without my dad and I turned out all right. No, the hell you didn't, because if you did, you wouldn't be stopping your child from going to see this.
Kidding me?
You just have a hard time handling a strong woman.
I really hate to burst your bubble, princess, but here's a tip for you. Strength of character, strength of purpose, and strength of conviction are highly desirable attributes in a woman. But without those qualifiers, strength is nothing more than an empty term used to justify bitchy behavior.
What's wrong with you? Your mother must have done a terrible job raising you to respect independent women.
Okay, Miss Independent Woman who doesn't need a man, but is more desperate than a goldfish in a leaky bag. Tell me what a perfect marriage looks like to you.
A good man who is dedicated and loyal. And me, his wife, who is equally dedicated to our marriage and our children.
What the hell is going on? The Zoe Up Morning Show is off the rails right now.
Leaky bag?
Listen, it's important that we cover this. Evan,
real quick, I just want to say this. They were talking about in jail. I have done nothing wrong. I haven't committed any crimes. I do not have a criminal background. I don't have any felonies, any warrants, anything concerning disobeying the law, except for this situation with family court. But Sean, they are trying to make a case against me. Right now, they're trying to hold me in contempt and put me in jail. And since the beginning of this, she has been bringing my children to the police station, trying to force me to see them. And now the judge has taken away my any way of seeing or speaking to them. Judge Keeney in Van Nuys. She has, yes, you actually did my divorce. You wrote my divorce for me and did it and came to court, and you know the mess I'm in, and I told you I needed your help, and I texted you several times just on the principle of right. You needed $10,000. I didn't have that at the time. Your firm needed $10,000. Everybody that I go to needs $10,000. That does not change the fact that my children are suffering because the father that they adore is being kept away from them. I'm not allowed minors counsel. The judge's reason for that is I just don't feel it's necessary. I just got one now. After 2 years, you don't feel minors counsel. Your answer for not granting me minors counsel, which is my right, is you don't feel it's necessary. I needed a professional evaluator for my children. I don't feel that's necessary. What is happening is this attorney is spearheading this corrupt system and telling my ex everything to do within the law to keep me from seeing my three beautiful babies. And that is my one objective. And I want to say this to Lewis. I am not angry at her. I have no feelings towards her. I am disturbed with the court system and how they keep fathers away from the children. And they know what's going on. Yes, I speak with passion because I love my children and I respect fathers who stand up and fight for their children, whether they have money or not. And Sean, that's not a dig against you because you did help me. But the divorce that you helped me do, this crooked lawyer, you filed it downtown. The crooked lawyer had it brought to Van Nuys, even though we served him first, and even though we followed the law, it was still brought to Van Nuys. after we filed it downtown. I'm going to say this last thing, then I'm done. I want for anyone who is out there, my name is Evan Lionel. If you are in position of authority, I want you to investigate my case at the Van Nuys Courthouse. I want you to open up my entire case. I have nothing to hide. I have written to Senator Boxer. I have written to Senator Feinstein, the governor. I've written to the president. I ask any of you, I challenge any of you to come to the Van Nuys Courthouse and open up my case and investigate it.
Wow, Dr. G had a quick question for Evan and Darius and Lewis.
I have a question for everyone, because I was just thinking that if I was here with Gloria Allred and a bunch of women, they'd all be reacting. So I think what's happening is human reason is being held hostage by animal nature here. And so what's happening is I don't think you can get a fair trial as long as frustration, legitimate frustration, is seen as anger. Yes. And the world's going to
go into that. Go into that.
I think if the world sees you as angry, what happens is you trigger in them, oh, this is the enemy, we got to shut them down. They don't see you as legitimately frustrated. So I have a challenge to everyone here, because when you're seeing red, you can't listen. I wrote a whole book on it. So if you were a group of women or a group of men and you're reactive,
it would be okay to be.
No, let me ask you. What would I or what would someone else need to do so that you could listen past your reactivity? Because as long as people
let me see my children. That's what you can do. Let me see my children and stop working actively to keep them away from me.
But Evan, what he just said, you are just manifesting what he just said.
Again.
You are reactionary. You're mad. And deservedly,
who wouldn't be?
Listen,
you talked about your son earlier. Suppose you couldn't speak to your son. Suppose you couldn't speak to your son.
Hold on.
You talked about him earlier, correct?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me deal with it. Hold on. Nobody is upset with you, and we want you to have what you want. And that's why
I want to see my kids.
Cut his microphone. Follow the rules here. All we're saying is, like the doc is saying, bro, the way you present yourself creates the barrier. That's all he's saying. That's actually good advice. That's actually good advice for you. So you don't need to show us your rage.
There's no rage here.
But that's how we're perceiving it.
And that's the way you're perceiving it.
So all I'm saying is you have an opportunity to get your point across in this forum. All I'm asking you to do is respect what's being said. We're offering you something. We're not attacking you. That was a great point that the doc made, correct? Finish the thought, Doc.
Evan, here's your choice. Here's all of our choice. You're expressing the rage that anyone would feel when they are feeling rendered powerless by a system that will not listen to them. So I understand that. I feel it. I can feel it right next to you. I feel just the rage of powerlessness that anyone would feel. But if the choice is to present yourself in a way that people only see the illegitimate rage and not the legitimate frustration, they're going to react in a certain way, so the legitimacy of your point is lost. What I say to people is, if you have a legitimate point, you have a responsibility to communicating it in a way so it gets heard. Otherwise, if you don't have a legitimate point, then just rage, but you have a legitimate point. You got to honor it by communicating in a way that gives it a chance to be heard.
So really
I've
quickly,
done that in court. I did that in court.
Really quickly.
Talk nicely, and they have ignored me for 2 years.
Understood. Right. Really quickly, say your point, and then Darius has to leave. He has something to tell us all before he leaves.
My point
really
is, what's important is, as a man, if you express love, it really comes out quietly and nice. You just have to find that, the way you would talk to your kids is the way you actually have to find a way to talk to that woman. You have to, and
I don't know if quietly and nice. I think authentic is what you're saying. And this is Darius.
Can't talk to her.
And this is Darius before he leaves.
I'm going to say this. I took that approach, and I take that approach. The way that I'm talking right now is the way that I've talked on the stand. Is the way that I've talked to my child's mother. I have some questions concerning his behavior and the way that they discipline him. I've asked her, can we talk about it over the phone? I don't want to talk to you because I'm interested in you. I want to talk to you because I'm interested in what is happening to our child. He tested in the upper extreme genius level. The boy was reading before at 1.5, if that old. Okay? Yes. So I'm concerned because I don't want him to digress. Okay? What I'm doing now is I've decided I don't even want to be an entertainer anymore. I am starting classes and courses as a spiritual practitioner, because what I'm going to do is I'm trying to put together a movement for brothers spiritually so that we can handle this through spirit, because the physical is what's put us in this position. So I hear what you're saying, but I understand what you are saying,
Absolutely.
Evan, because this system is not geared for us. It has nothing to do with us. And when you can understand that, then you can understand the enemy that you're fighting. If you get into a ring and there's a boxer with a loaded glove and you don't know he has a horseshoe in his glove, then you don't know how to defend yourself. So you have to understand that there's a misogynistic agenda beneath the population control agenda that has nothing to do with us, that was started back when women started bra burning. Okay, and it had nothing to do with making women independent and making them equal. It had to do with taxable income. So you have to understand what you're dealing with when in this courtroom, and you have to go in spiritually to deal with it.
And let me just say one thing.
Go ahead,
Evan,
because we got to go to
I feel
break.
like it's necessary. I feel you.
30
Doc
seconds.
is right. Lewis is right. Your passion, when I said we live in 80% of perception and 90% of reality, your passion is coming off in the perception equity of what you're doing.
That's what it is.
So what has to happen is whatever you're doing, and you said, I tried this, I tried that. You can't try anything in life. You
just got to do it or you don't. Yeah.
So your conviction for the kids, I feel it. I'm going to help you turn it around. Sean Collinson is going to bring in resources.
He's on your team.
All right. We ended up here today not by mistake. I was not really coming. Zoe told me yesterday, and I rearranged my schedule. There's a reason I'm in the room.
Right, and we with you.
And we all need to help you, but when you're telling your story,
let me
look
do
like
this.
A bull.
Listen,
you're scary to people.
Listen, let me do this. And let me just be honest with you. We did this topic for you. This wasn't on our calendar. I got fans saying, oh, y'all did a topic like that recently. We did this for you. You
And I
feel me?
appreciate
So
that,
just
though.
understand, when you come here with the rage, I'm not against it. But at the same time, I don't want people to see like, oh, something's wrong with him. Because that's how people perceive it. You feel me? I got nothing but love for you, and I'm the same way you are. Passionate to the motherfucker.
I gotta
but
be-
listen,
I
we
gotta
gotta
be
take
honest.
a quick break, and when we come back, you can be
I never
that.
thought I was
We'll be
showing
back.
rage.
You weren't? America today finds herself in a unique situation. Historically, revolutions are bloody. They have never had a blood.
And we're in a relationship, and then all of a sudden it implodes, that someone else is going to come in and tell me how much I owe her.
And he will pay me child support while I turn his son into a pussy and his daughter into a whore.
Hi, I'm Katie Cleary. And I'm Kristen Renton. And we're from World Animal News. World Animal News discusses animal issues from around the world. News that matters. Watch World Animal News every Thursday at 11 a.m. Find out everything about me on Twitter at Katie_Cleary and at Kristen Renton.